Hi everybody, and welcome to lesson 28 from module 5. This is the worksheet part. The top part is a review of division by 8. So counting by 8s will help you remember how to do that. When you're doing division, you start out with the whole. You're dividing it by how many groups, and in this case you're going to have 8 groups, and how many are in each group when you divide it by that way. You can also think of it as 8 times what would give you 24. So we know that this is counting by 8s. You could also count over 0, 1, 2, 3. So you can figure out your answer using your number line as well. I'm going to leave you to that practice on your own. So shade the models to compare the fractions. Use greater than, less than, or equals to compare the fractions. So in this case, we're going to decide what's greater than and what's less than. So for the first one, we're doing 1/4. So I'm going to write it right here so I know what I'm dealing with, compared to 1/5. So I'm going to shade in 1/4 up here. I'm going to shade in 1/5 down here. Forgot to count to make sure. 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just making sure it was right. So which is greater, 1/4 or 1/5? So if you know which one's greater, one-fourth is greater than 1/5. The bigger your denominator, the smaller your piece, just as a reminder. So we're going to come over here and we're going to do 2/4 versus 4/8. So 2/4. 1, 2, that was new. There we go. 2. And then 4/8. 1, 2, 3, 4. So 2/4, 4/8. Are they greater than, less than, or equal to? If you colored them in nice and neat, you're going to notice that this one is equal to. I'm going to pop over here. So we're comparing 1/2 to 2/6. I'm going to color in my 1/2. Then I'm going to color in 2/6. 1/2. 2 6s. 6. So which one's greater? 1/2 is greater than 2/6. Make sure I did that right. All right, so 2/4 compared to 2/6. I'm going to pop back over there because I can't reach. My arms are not quite long enough. So I have 2/4. And remember, you can stop at any time you want to. Do this on your own. Then check your answers when you're done. 4/6. 4. So 2/4 versus 4/6. Which one's greater? In this case, so we have 2/4. And over here we have 4/6. So this 2/4 is actually less than 4/6. Well, that's interesting. New one for me. Usually you just slide right up with me. All right, so now we're doing 2/5 and 3 2/3. So 2/5, 1, 2, 2/5, 2/3, 1, 2, 2/3. And this one, which one has more on the fraction bar? 2/5 is greater than 2/3. All right, over here we're going to do a 4/8 and 4/6. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4/8. 1, 2, 3, 4/6. So 4/8. And you don't have to write the fractions. I just do as a reminder of what they look like when you're doing this. And 4/6. 4/6 is going to be greater than 4/8. Well, it's actually 4/8 is less than 4/6 because 4/6 has more on it. I'm reading it backwards, but I'm doing it the right way. I have a hard time with that when I'm trying to do it both ways. All right, flip it over here. Actually, I probably could. What? Whoa, afraid to touch things today. We got 2/3. So 2/3, 1, 2 of those thirds, 2/5, 1, 2, 2/5. So 2/3 and 2/5. Which one is greater? Well, 2/3 is first, so actually I have to say that. 2/3 is going to, because that's the top one, is greater than 2/5. The numerators are the same, but the denominators are not. All right, so 3/4, 1, 2, 3/4, 3/6, 1, 2, 3. So 3/4 is going to be greater than 3/6. Numerators might be the same, but the denominator is what really decides it. So erase this because we're doing things a little strange today, but that's okay. We'll roll. Oh, I know why we're doing it that way, but that's okay. That's why. There we go. Ricardo has 2 equal-sized sub sandwiches. He cut the first one into thirds and the second one into sixths. He eats 2/3 of the first sub. How much of the second sub will he have to eat to have an equal amount? So, Ricardo has 2 equal-sized sub sandwiches, so we have 2 tape diagrams. He cuts the first one into thirds. 1/3. Cool. And the second one into sixths. So we're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that will give you 6. He eats 2/3. Actually, I'm going to do it a little different than I have been in the past. There we go. He eats 2/3 of the first sub. So he eats that much. How much of the second sub will he have to eat to equal the same amount? So he's going to have to eat this piece, plus this piece, plus this piece, plus this piece. These two make up that one. So 1, 2, 3, 4. He's going to have to eat 4. And then my denominator for this one is going to be 6. He has to eat 4/6 of the second sub to have the same amount. I hope you guys enjoyed your math lesson for today. I hope you enjoyed talking about comparing the numerators on fractions. Have a great day.